you like what you see, then please subscribe, eh? And if you like what I do, then smash that like button too. And if you love to drink it down, leave a comment down below. I like Radar Crypto. I like Radar Crypto. I like Radar Crypto. Radar.
Yeah, shady. Crypto wild, punk shady. Ooh, graves deep, meme scam sleep. Go ho, punk shady. Ooh, graves deep, meme scams sleep. Go, gum. Get blast rats, meme coin scat, pump fast, dump flat stacks, crack. Scam quick, kids hit, greedy spit, airing grips, bricks. Twit flex, clowns next, parade sex, rug rex, faith checks, plague vex, tear sip, cash zip, no fix, news rips, your nicks, punk pricks, yeah. Shady spits, chains rip, bars slit, jail fits, locks click, scams quick. Mid lies, fraud fly, buy, sell time, punk cries, why? Woo! Meme coin graveyard, burying schemes. Ooh, stacking truth, rising dreams. Yeah, crypto shines, you can't steal. Ooh, bull runs throne, my deal. Meme coin graveyard, oh. Shield flash, gold, fake bold, TikTok sold, pockets load, faith folds, scam cold, Lambo pose, soul goes, choke hold, news shows, rope grows, grift, hype, bite, suck, life, parasite, FOMO strike, scam spike, shade, heat fights, slim cuts, tight, burns bright, kill sight, crypto might, you're black, yeah. Bars clang, cuffs bang, jail sang, suits hang, scam gang, lies rang, dirt falls, I call, glow tall, bull halls, you crawl. Woo! Meme coin graveyard, burying schemes. Ooh, stacking truth, rising dreams. Yeah, crypto shines, you can't steal. Ooh, bull runs throne, my deal. Meme coin graveyard, oh. Lie stack, ooh yeah, cry smack, yeah, crypto beams, ooh, bull redeems, ooh, crash laugh, ooh, shady's rap, yeah. Meme coin graveyard, burying schemes. Ooh, stacking truth, rising dreams. Yeah, crypto shines, you can't steal. Ooh, bull runs throne, my deal. Meme coin graveyard, oh. Yeah, shady. Meme coins rot, punk shady. Woo, graves keep. Crypto
Ladies and gentlemen, rabbits and squirrels, we're getting ready. It is time for the ringing of the cowbell. The ringing of the cowbell has commenced. Thank you. The insertion of the nicotine gum is commencing right now.
Dude, it tastes like an ashtray.
Stop, wait a tick, check the candlestick. Bull funds coming, better move real quick. I'm too hot, hot coin. Flip the dime to a stack. Wells can't stop me, got that miner's knack. Shit's on fire, so lit. Green lines all night. Almost kicking, yeah, I'm feeling right. Move, here go. Through the dips.
Smooth as X-Lax.
Crypto funk's my jam, take it worldwide. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Before I log off X tonight, gotta stake my ether right. Say my name, you know my game. Crypto funk's my claim to fame. From the block to the chain, I rise. Moonshot gleam in my eyes. Call it out, east, west, north, south.
That is just the tigre talking in you, my friend. It's just a tigre in you.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, crypto funk the moon is fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, we invite you to fasten up your seatbelts, put your head between your legs, and kiss your ass goodbye as we turn over to the screen to you to watch Mr. Road Dogg Crypto. Should have stayed with his day job, but nope, we gotta put up with him at the night times. Yep. I don't make the news, I just deliver it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Golden Brown himself, crispy agendas on a platter. I'm running out of things to say, man. Hit that button, Sean.
There's too many motherfucking buttons on this motherfucking box.
Damn. Dang. Hit the button, Sean.
There's too many buttons on this motherfucking freaking box. There's too many buttons.
Ladies and gentlemen, apparently we have a full house and a little bit of technical difficulties going on as far as button pushings go around here. We seem to be a little bit behind the times in our button pushing technology. We've invited AI into the process, but they can't push buttons either. They have no fingers. We looked, we asked, we frisked the little booger up and down, no fingers. Hey man, you reckon hit that button, man? Come on.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I sincerely thank you very much.
Hi. Welcome to Road Dogg Crypto. So glad you could join us tonight. I'm Road Dogg. Welcome to the show. Welcome everybody. How's it going? We just being silly tonight. It's April Foolery going on, I guess. Instead of starting out with Bitcoin, I decided, hey man, let's mix it up a little bit because things are getting ready to get kind of juicy in this market. I mean, like, woo, ring it out with the towel juicy here going on. Au jus and all this sauce. Wow, we got some wild things going on here with this chart now. This is all coins. This is total 3, by the way. For all you real nerds out there, total 3. We're in a little area that we could bounce, and I have got a yellow line there, which I think. Oh, you're that line. Oh, well, you don't quite count as much. I mean, you count, but you don't really count as. You're not as exciting as I needed you to be. That's a parabolic line. I mean, it's cool if it holds and everything, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I'm just saying, nothing like a good old straight line. Bodies to bodies touching in the moonlight. Squiggledy diggledy up to one another. You're not on the body. You cheated. There, we got to touch that little sucker. I know there's a magnet tool. I should probably use it, but for some reason, I take pleasure in the masochistic side of things of doing it this way. I don't know if I even used the right word. It's one of them perverted words. Okay, so I'm close. You're close enough for cigars. Speaking of which, a little hopium. So we're in an area where we could bounce and should bounce and hope that we do bounce and we might bounce, but man, these moving averages up here. Oh, get the smoke out of that. I'm sorry. That's why we do nicotine gun around here, Sean. You ladies and gentlemen, pardon the delay. There's a lot of squirrels in the studio right now. Squirrel. If you look up here to where my little circle thing is spinning over here, that's why I got it so you can see it. 50 moving average death cross happening here on the daily for total 3. Dump bump bump. Bears crossing here over the 9 over the 21. Now that's honestly that's not a good. That's not good. That's not what you want to see. But a lot of times when we get this little booger, there's a little relief rally before that. I'm just saying, there's a little bit. Breathe it in. There's a little bit of hopium here that we can, like, I don't know, come up here a little bit. You know, throw in another 20 billion to kind of, you know, get this market on fire a little bit, so people can chase green candles and then go for the dumpy dump. That's kind of what I'm seeing play out here. This is what the daily chart is whispering in my ear right now as I speak. Now, would it happen that way? I don't know, but I think it's got a good idea. I'm going to zoom in a little bit with the old Fibonacci and see what it has to tell me. And we are holding this little area here. Okay, I'm kind of cool with that idea. I'm not really sold on you otherwise, but let me see what you got. Yeah, I have to do the. Oh, you cleared an area. That's hopeful. That's hopeful. You clear. You're undecidedly above the little. I wish I'd bought it here earlier zone. That's cool. So again, yeah, it could be coming up. Oh, that would be the area to go for right there. That little 0.5. That's halfway from where we came here. We bounce, and then the little basketball comes up and doesn't quite go back up to the hoop where it fell from again. You know, kind of just it goes halfway, and then and then boom. That might be what we're looking at here. I hate to say with the bearish cross here, you don't just walk off from that on the daily just right off, but it's not as horrible. It's not as horrible. Where's the big boys at? Where are they playing? Big boys, where you at? Here's some good news. Here's some good, and the 100's still above the 200. I mean, it's coming down, but it's still up there. I mean, that counts. That lightens the load. I mean, you know, sometimes when there's a lot of moving averages beneath the 200, it sandbags us from doing things. Well, that 100 that's a big one, and it's in its rightful place. So it kind of cushions the fall that we do have, in my personal opinion, and what I think, and my experience on this little strategy. Here's our bigger guys down here. Now, this little 360 moving average right here that we like to play with every once in a while, that's in our little secondary. Oh my God, if we're falling, that I don't think that's coming right now, but I think that if we come up and then down here, I think that might happen. That's just my take on it. Ichimoku Cloud saying, yeah, baby, I think so too. So now you got the full opinion of what we think here on the daily. You know, it may look good, and I'm sure people are going to say, oh, this is altcoin season. I don't know where they get that from, but I hear that a lot lately. I don't know. That's around the corner. I can smell it. All I see is Bitcoin dominance continuing to go up, and it's stronger today. And I'm like, hey, man, we've talked about this scenario for years, man. What if? Because everybody expecting a big. It was cool. We did get rejected here at the 618, but we walked it off. Clearly we did. Back here in December, that was when it was down here. That was the time to get out of altcoins. That's what this chart is supposed to help us navigate. I screwed that up. Oh, it's going to fall back down. Yeah, it's nothing. We're just bouncing it, and then it's going to come crashing down with altcoin seasons, baby. That was the kind of, I was doubting this whole thing as being the altcoin season, a rally though, but I still didn't do good. Could have done lots of better. Bag holder, holding them back. Belly. Put some 111s if you know what that was a reference to, because you're old or you watch old movies. Billy. Oh, Billy. Anyway, here we are. That looks pretty solid, man. I gotta say, even for one of these kind of looking thingies. And if I just do what I do, and still we got a little, oh, look, a little inverted. No, it's not. That's a bottom reversal pattern, and we did no. I'm picky about that. I would like for people just to start seeing channels because that just makes more sense. But you know, if nothing else, you got some weird ass triangle. You connected, pinch the tips like you normally do, and you got a one of these guys. Which, if it breaks out this way, it's hella bullish. Hella bullish for at least a minute or two, right? Until these angles start catching up with it, which could be right about. Oh, a little crisscross little section right here. Where are we at here? 63.6%. That's a nice little run up for Bitcoin dominance. A lot of money going into Bitcoin, more into Bitcoin than altcoins. So altcoin's going to take the back seats according to Bitcoin dominance charts. Is if you follow that, if you believes in that, and then you might also believe in the 4-year cycle and all that crap. And you also might believe that the Bitcoin is a limited supply kind of deal versus the unlimited supply of everything else in the world, money related fiat. And in some cases, even altcoins, it seems. Is this microphone? Is the thing on? Hey, there's some 111s out there. Gosh darn it, my short-term memory. Anyway, you're guessing cable guy, but that was the reference to the original. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. I figured some of you would do that. No, it goes. Is it Midnight Express? It's a Midnight Express. This guy got caught smuggling hash in Turkey and got sent to a Turkish prison, and that's when his sister came to see him. It was a sad scene, really, but it was. There's got to be a meme of it somewhere. I know there's got to be. Now I'm curious. I got to find out. Now we'll go over here to the Telegram group, because this is where all the cool kids hang out anyway. If y'all didn't know, Telegram group, links in the description below somewhere. I don't know. I had a little thing that put them out, but I don't think it works anymore. Everything else seems to work, but you don't. Oh my God, does it work? I'll be damned. I mean, danged. I'll be danged. Well, that's the chart room, and right there is the chat. Maiden chat room with the cool bot and all that stuff. Yeah. And what the hell did we come over here for? We were looking for that. We're looking for that thingy thing. I wonder if we can do it with old Billy. Oh, wait. Well, we get the second. Well, not the original though, huh? There's a way to make this big. How's that work? Oh, snap. Sorry, we start losing people here in just a second. I don't see the original. Midnight, but it's a parody. That's a parody of what was happening. Okay. Anyway. That was kind of disturbing in itself. I don't think I'm going to be able to shake that from my memory. Let me come to the chat and say hello to everybody. I keep losing the chat. Hello, chat. Oh, there you are. So we got Joe, who was here first. Shout out to you, Joe. My clappy hands. Are you working tonight, too? I think we're on the tail ends of Mercury in retrograde. Things are starting to work a little bit better. That's cool. First in the comments, third in the like. Bingo, bango, Joe. There's Strega, bullish on parade. There's Soul, and Soul left on my head. He's got an emoji there. We got Ryan K, Road Glide. Let's see what else we got here. Wow, look at all that. Look at all them emojis. I gotta update those emojis. Casey Peterson, how's it going? Ready for Liberation Day? Tomorrow, I think we are in for a chaotic few weeks myself. I think it's going to be chaotic. And historically, from what I'm finding out, is that kind of last time we went through something as similar to this. This is a little bit more intense, but you know, for about 3 weeks afterwards, the markets, you know, they were kind of volatile up and down, and mostly to the downside. They started taking sometimes a little bit before. The 2 times it happened with China, and then the time when Trump was president. It's going to be shaky, in my personal opinion, and so it's time to get ready. It's time to get ready, I think. Sicario, how's it going? The weekly on Cypher B is me feeling good. Down in my love luggage. We'll have to take a look at the weekly. I know the weekly Elliott Wave indicators. Oh man, hitting the 3-day both looks good, but I don't think we're just ready to pop up just all at once. I think we got the bigger time frames I saw and said we got some works to do. There's Melissa. How's it going? Diaz DOZ. What's going on? Acceleration through time and wisdom. Oh, that's cool. I like that name. That is cool. There's Haven. I wish it was April 20th and not April 2nd. I wish it was April 20th too. We have to have a special stream for April 20th. We'll have a little hopium about that. Joe says, lol, Billy. All right, so let's see, am I caught up? Oh, there, I'm just caught up with myself here with the Telegram. Let's pop that up there. Hey, you know what would go good behind this right now? The Tangem wallet thing. Which, why, there's no pictures up here, man. What's up? Anyway, that little word that's flying around the screen every once in a while, dog, DWD, gets you 10% off of whatever they got going on over here. And notice, are they back down again? That's for 2 card sets. With the discounts, about $49, 3 card set. They went up just a little bit. Tangent ring is still about the same, though. I still want one of them little dogs. I hadn't got one. And you can get a Nape leather card holder. What's Nape leather? Napa leather. Is that pleather? That's Platorius. Where were we before I got off on that tangent? Oh yeah, the chat groups, not the links for all that stuff. We got a cool group. I like to keep it that way. Cool people only. I don't want any shillers over there, any grifters. I don't want any things that QR codes. Hey, go check me and lead my people astray. My moderators don't like that either. But cool people, and we don't have a problem with that, really. We never have a riffraff. But I don't want to start it. But if you're cool, want to hang out with cool people and talk crypto, and sometimes I put charts up there, and I'm trying to entice other people to do that too. And some of you do, and I do appreciate it so much. And I should do better too. When there's something, you know, that we see that's there, or whatever you see, I don't know, maybe just a question about a chart. Okay, that's a good one. Post a chart and ask a question about it. That's a good way to learn. That's in the student chart area. You can do that. That's a good place. Anyway, got Glittering Marshmallow. Epstein's ghost. Oh my God. Prepare to short. I'm doing kind of a hybrid thing like that. Yeah. In essence, that's kind of what I'm doing. Or, yeah. Collected me some of that good stable coin on the way up there, or credits, I guess, if you want to consider it that way. If you're doing like spot margin, might as well just call it credits. You got your main coin as your collateral, but it gives me more stuff that I can work with on the way down. Casey Peterson, Warthog Thunderbolt, MG Motorsport. How's it going over on your side of the world? Well, guys, let's take a look at what's going on here. And so Bitcoin dominance is going up. That means Bitcoin. How you feeling right now? How you doing, baby? How you doing on this small ass time frame? Because are you doing that little thingy thing? So I like this song, but it gets crazy at the end. Excuse me just a moment. Maybe we'll do some chill. That might be too chill. Let me know if that's too chill. Anyway, these little guys, they're I've always thought they were tricky. And the first thing you do is when they're forming, you're doing this little guy, which is still relevant if you want to carry that little trend line down. yeah, that could actually stop us, and we might get a bounce here mid of this little red section I got. That could happen, or we could be forming out some other bigger thing. This is a 6-minute time frame, by the way. But if we just follow the rules that we, set for ourselves, go from candle bodies to candle bodies, and we got to win them flat toppers. So you could look at it as something like this. This pattern is kind of interesting. This one has like what was it? Now I got to look at my cheat sheet over here. 64% chance to break to the upside if you're looking at this pattern. Not many people will. Most people will be looking at something like this. And we broke down, bearish retest and come down. Oh no, it's going to end, call it a Bart Simpson. And he can. And I mean, we could be dropping. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of little things this one can do. That leans up just a wee bit, if you ask me. Pattern traders, now my little method has us in here with the little channel that we broke. So my method would be like we broke a channel, which is really, this is just a cross section of that channel, man. That's all the triangles are, and to me, that's how I interpret them now. Makes it easier. And yeah, we can get a measure move. We can get a measure move down the hill. If the usual Bart Simpson pattern, which is nothing but a failed triangle, basically, failed little range. I'm not even sure if this is going to be a good example of it, but it could be. They normally kind of take us usually back around to where they start, so we might have that going on. Look at the price action we had today, up 84, gave it up to 82.5, and then just bounced right back. And made a higher high. That's great. That's volatile. Well, get ready, some more of that stuff to happen. But the good news that I've been liking, especially on the smaller term time frames now, is not so much on the bigger ones. Remember the 4 hour, we're talking about how bearish it was with these crosses, because now we flipped the ribbon there. But we got some stuff going on over here. It's not all bad. I mean, we got to work our way out of it, and it involves some up and maybe some even more down. Don't know yet, but the smaller ones, they're looking interested, man. They're looking very interesting to me, because they just flipped bullish here on the smaller time frames, 5 minute, 6 minute. That happened right during this drop. We came down and touched them right there where they were all huddled up together there and just deciding that they wanted to flip in the right direction. That's interesting to me. I think that's cool. Now, how long will it stick? Well, this is what we had last time. It didn't last too long. Probably the same will be true. Probably that first run up will be your best run up. We'll be taking profits along before we do something crazy like, oh look, we're going to flag out and go to the upside. But we didn't. We went down there too. You see something? I mean, that could happen. It would suck to be on the wrong side of it, thinking, oh man, look, flag to the upside. Especially, I mean, you flag to the upside, you take your measure move here, but I see people doing some crazy stuff. I don't know what they're doing. I see them go way down here sometimes, and I'm like, dude. But it doesn't matter, because never go back or see that or just dismiss it, or the mark. I don't know. There's always something. Say there was this here or that there or whatever. Whatever. All I know is trend lines get broken, and then stuff just kind of happens after that. But anyways, back to the smaller time frames. That's kind of cool. I'm just saying. I think I'm still expecting us to hit these areas up here about 80. I've got my next sell orders right over here about 80. I think that's about it. 85,932. I think it's the technical number, because I don't go with anything that ends with 0. I don't know if are you guys familiar with that? Try to stay away from 0s and 5s in the end of your orders, especially if you want them to get hit, because you don't want them to stack on top of psychological resistance areas that end in 0s and 5s. Did you guys know that? I'm just asking. Some people don't. These kind of little tidbits why you should tune in. Hey, I say crazy stuff over here, but I mean just little stuff. Some people don't know it, so somebody's got to tell them. I'm the one that told you. Sometimes when I'm not really sure if I want my order to hit, I will put it on a 0. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's that little DJ coming out saying, I really don't want to sell. If I sell it, then I'm not in a winning trade anymore. You guys ever hear that voice in your head? If you sell, you're not a winner anymore. You're not selling. Oh, the trade. Oh, you sell and then you feel like you lost something when you sell. I'm not in a winning trade anymore. Especially if it goes up just a little, even if it's just a little bit more. That little, you sold too early. You sold. You know those voices. Yeah, those are the ones you gotta lock them in their own little room. The thing that I found helped me with those little voices is to give them like the little phantom wallet where they can play with all the meme coins and stuff over there, or the little base wallet. Give them a little room. Sometimes they do good. You say, hey, you take care of this part, I'll take care of this part. You stay out of my business, I'll stay out of your business. Okay. And that I found that shuts them up a little bit. But then sometimes I think they're yelling through the wall. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking. We haven't even looked at nothing yet, have we? Except for Bitcoin futures here on this 15-minute time frame. So, Bitcoin, you dropping right now, honey? You dropping from this over here? Looks like she might continue to drop a little bit. We did, bump our head on the 800 moving average on this time frame. That's kind of a, that not uncommon for us, to fall down after we do that. Doesn't mean she can't bounce back up here though. It just depends on what's going on here. Like a 200 crossing that 360. That's good. So I think we're going to have a fun week, and I don't know how long the pumps will last, but my thing is I'm taking profits. They'll probably entice people to buy, and this is a great time to get in on altcoins. And maybe for some people in their strategy, it might be, for what I'm seeing, it's going to be really shaky, and I think you can get some better deals. I'm just saying. I think if you play this right, you'll get some better deals on your altcoins. That's just what the charts seem to suggest there. What are you doing on Bitcoin, baby? This is where we're too zoomed in. We're too zoomed. That's the problem. We're too zoomed in. I like this chart over here. I like this MBT1, this micro Bitcoin futures, and I think it kind of spells out what's happening. Here on the daily, we gotta go over to the daily. We are approaching some resistance here on the daily. Now, what I like is the 9 is over the 21 moving average. That's cool, but we're, definitely in some high resistance. Even if we get a breakout, it is highly doubtful, just because of this trend line, that we would even get a higher high here. And for a lot of people, that's going to be a clue thing, especially a more conservative entry there, is to wait till you get price action above that high. Whether you want to enter it, or however you want to enter it. There's so many different ways that you can trade this market. But whether you want to enter it there and wait a little bit, or wait for a confirmation of a bounce, which that doesn't always happen. Usually you get a higher low somewhere. But still, this trend line it doesn't really make much room for that to happen there. Even if we get past this red trend line. But I do like this guy. This guy is kind of enticing, but we're nowhere near touching it yet. And that's not until like mid-April that we'd be close to there, right? We have to kind of come over to touch it to get into the middle of it, and that doesn't happen for about another 2 weeks. So if it happens at all, we might be down here talking to the 200 moving average here in 2 weeks, and then go into it or something. That could happen. There's a lot of things that could be happening right here. And this is not the week to predict this. I don't think it's a good week to predict anything, because even what I'm saying could be totally off here. But I just see the resistance areas coming, and I see some positive and I see some negatives here. I think we're going to play around rangy, and so as we go up in altcoins, I am taking profits. I am not chasing anything right now. If at anything, I'm borrowing and shorting, in essence, shorting some of these areas, and I'm just playing them on the fibs. And that's what I got. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over and see what you guys are talking about. I gotta back up a little bit. Matty said, "Lock dogging me today." That's not is that the same? There's dog in me. Now that's Coinbase, right? And I'm thinking about the one on Bitcoin, the one that was there's two that I was in dogging you. The one on Coinbase, I was in on that one, but it had a nice little pump up. There's something about that one that's a little different. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't really dived into it, but I've seen people acting like there's something a little bit more special about that one. Maybe they're working on some actual project on it rather than just being a blind meme or something. I don't know. Might be worth looking into. They might be doing some stuff. We got Haven MG Motorsport. What's going on, people? I like to see all those emojis. You guys got my chat rate up. We got 25 people hanging out. Thank you very much, people. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Of all the places to be right now, you chose to be here with the turkey. And hopefully I can give you something of value here to make it worth your while. Thank you, my man. Thank you very much. If you haven't hit the like button, well, if you do, we have a celebrity that comes out for you guys. Did you hit the like button? Well then,
For those
of
you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
He's from the Matrix. Melissa says, I like deals. I'm not sure how, I mean, the worst thing about altcoins is the Bitcoin dominance, how it affects that. And if Bitcoin goes down, like we got our little cheat sheet up here. And okay, I gotta look at it on that little screen over there. I do not have it totally committed to memory, so guilty. Cheat sheets help. But Bitcoin dominance goes up, and Bitcoin goes up, alts go down. They don't do as good because Bitcoin's outperforming it. Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin goes down, then altcoins dump. But if Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin just kind of hangs tight, well, the altcoins just kind of, they kind of chill a little bit. Some go up, some go down. It's a mixed bag. And that's the best I got. Now there's some other options in there, and I need to actually track that down too. Such as if, what if Bitcoin dominance doesn't go anywhere, but, oh my God, don't blow my mind, please. But usually when Bitcoin dominance is going up, that's when we start feeling it in the altcoins. But it does, I mean, but we've had Bitcoin dominance going up the whole run. So, and as long as Bitcoin's going up too, I mean, we're as long as it's not going up, the alts usually rise with Bitcoin overall in dollar value, but your Bitcoin is outperforming. And I hear more and more people say what I'd figure out last cycle too was the focus on Bitcoin, especially but what I did wrong is that I focused on altcoins too early in the cycle. That's what I want to change next time. But I did go heavy. I made it a point to go heavy on Bitcoin. That was the smart thing. The stupid thing, I've been doing a lot. What's the dumbest thing I've done this cycle? What would I've been having that talk with myself a lot because, well, that's how we figure out what not to do. Will not use my Bitcoin as collateral on these dang altcoins anymore. Not doing that. Did that with spot margin. My Bitcoin has dwindled, man. I'm kind of pissed about it. And so I'm like, well, how much work is it going to take me to get all that back? Because altcoins got to cooperate for that to happen right now, and I'm kind of pissed at altcoins. So, you know, drop the ball. I've dropped the ball on that. But the worst thing I got to say is that the small margin plays work when the market's going in the right direction. When it's not going in the right direction, those fees, those dirty hidden fees will attach under your account like a little tick and just suck some of that Bitcoin right out too. So I'm just saying, careful. I heard wise men say don't get into leverage until you understand funding rates, and I think that was something that was not really explained very well. How many times have your influences went over how funding fees work? I don't ever see them doing it. It's boring AF, but that's probably something we should really dive into sometime. That is the hidden cost that we're not thinking about. That and taxes. Well, that one seemed good. And those are the things that might break you in this cycle. Those little surprise things, other than some other wild stuff that happens, like an exchange, you got it on a big long-term player on something on leverage or margin, and then the exchange says, we're going to delist it from margin. That sucks. That will mess you up. If you have to leave an exchange because some KYC thing, we're no longer serving people from your country. You have 90 days to exit. Well, that pushes you in the corner along with everybody else that's doing the same thing. So there goes that. There's all these little pitfalls that you got to navigate in this market. And it's so much more than just trying to find the best price to buy and the best price to sell. There's a lot of other crap that goes on in here and a lot of other things you got to navigate, man. This thing throws you curveballs every time you look. I think by far this one, us being in such a dumpy area with altcoins and even Bitcoin in March of 2025, that's the best. Pull the wool over my eyes. I mean, I was like, surely that wouldn't. The odds of that happening for real. Global adoption for Bitcoin. Everybody loves the meme coin. Solana's doing awesome. Whatever. AI, the narratives. All the money will be coming in. Just 2025 bullish. Yeah, get up. And it's not yet, but just not. Dang it, man. That they did good on that one. Touché. But it's still part of the game. What I'm hoping for is that we don't waste our time with all this stuff and get this double top scenario, because that is starting to look so much more likely to me. I mean, in general, with 4-year cycle, if you're a 4-year cycle fan, you know that this is our last year here. Like, the end of this year is supposed to be pretty much, our bull run over. And my gosh. And looking at the size of my portfolio now, and then looking at if I played it different, it could have been, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, doesn't do anything. But maybe puts a little light bulb in the path for how to play it for the next scenario, similar scenario. So maybe on this next double top or this next top, and play it just a little bit better. But that would suck. But what else? What other scenarios do we have? Other than, oh man, we're going to double in price over just the next. We got better start getting busy. Better start getting busy, and my fibs don't give me that big of a target to shoot for, to be honest with you. I'm just saying. Well, I'm on the 4-year. I'm on the 4-day chart here, but got to do a lot if we're going to keep doing. We're going to have a repeat of this, but even that, how far would it take us? Maybe double, right? Right here about this time. Let's just say November through December. What can we do to then? Oh, no, altcoin. This is Bitcoin. I'm sorry. This is Bitcoin. Oh, shoot. Bitcoin's got a little leeway. Oh, man. That's not what I was looking for. I thought I was on total 3, actually. So we keep on our trajectory at the very hopium, maybe 148, 150,000. Maybe. I think I came up with a fib area. I think that I was going to label my prediction. I think it's 168. I may have to redraw that, but this all looks good though. That's what are we on the daily? That looks. Oh, we're on the one that's very bullish for them guys though. But maybe but you gotta get started soon, maybe, or maybe we could go as far according to this trend line here. If we just level out where we are, we could go to, oh my god, that would suck. To go to August, then all of a sudden there's for some ungodforsaken reason, everybody just wants to drive Bitcoin up from $80,000 or $90,000 to 100. That doesn't sound. I don't want to talk about it too much because what if it happens? Wouldn't that suck though? I mean, what we're going through kind of sucks, and it was a scenario that we didn't really want to talk about either. Oh, what if we come down and we don't? Dang. Let's hope that kind of bullcrap doesn't happen. Ring the cowbell. Oh man, manage that. Jeez. But what about total 3? What about them altcoins? I bored some people. We only got 22 of you, but I thank you for hanging out. I'll come back to the chat. Well, you can redirect me to my conversations. Total 3. I mean, if we look at our idea that we had over here of a channel, kind of looks around the daily, and we're close enough. Support, resistance, flippy areas, candle bodies, all that. But taking that measure move down here, we did pretty good with that little wick to come down there to get that. So we've got our 1-to-1 kind of move going on here for measure moves and things. And so we see what we do here. Now this is a bullish channel, and we're doing a partial decline here. I see us trying to turn around, but it may take a little bit for us to turn around, and it can be a shaky turnaround. I don't know, you know. However it wants to do it, but I don't see her going straight up, especially with this death cross on total 3 that's happening right now as we speak. Now I don't say that we can't bounce up there like a little dead cat bounce, take advantage of some altcoin moves, either longs or getting ready for some shorts. I wouldn't short the bottoms though. There seems to be a habit in here of teaching people to short bottoms and short supports. I see people set up short. I quit watching them now. I feel better now. There's certain people, and those certain people said, you get the negativity out of your life, and I'm thinking, what makes me feel negative? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try that. And there's a little thing on the YouTube thing where I can click. I don't want to see these people anymore, and I don't see that they don't show up my feed anymore. That's amazing. I've not seen Thai Guy in a couple of days now. Awesome. Get the negativity out of your life. I agree. I think he's right on that. Hey, way to go, Thai Guy. Anyway, she's got some stuff she's got to do here, and she's trying to do it, and maybe we can get up here, but maybe we can't. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm set up so that if we do get up there, at least my altcoins are sitting here in some kind of fashion or formation where I am taking profits along the way, and I am not chasing and not trying to build a bag at this point in time. I take it a little bit down here, but not enough to. I took it easy. I'm taking it easy. I think I'd rather focus on. Since the bigger time frames are saying how kind of bearish they are, we got some resistance overhead, some things here. I'm borrowing a little bit, shorting a little bit, setting up for some shorts in here, building some shorts on spot margin. But then on my futures, let's talk about futures trades, shall we? You want to see some smoke and mirrors? It's not really smoke and mirrors, but it's exaggeration in my personal opinion. But you guys ever get, you see all these big numbers posted and everything? Man, let me show you my humongous, massive gain trade I did today. Killed it. Be jealous, be envious, be very envious. Look at this, 669%, those magical numbers. Yeah, you wish you could do that, don't you? I made a whopping $3.69 off of that trade. It's fortunate. It was a short, and it was like, I don't know, was it maybe 2x, 3x is all I did. Okay, and my exchange, BitUnix, does this. I don't know if they all do this, but BitUnix, you can do it over there, right? Well, as soon as it gets, I think whatever. I got fortunate on that trade that the short worked out. I did not get fortunate on the schlong that I was doing with the long. It's twice as bad. So it works both ways. I went schlong and I got bitten the schlong. All right, but anyway, how impressive is that? 669%. Yeah. When's the last time you did that? So see how crazy that is? So I mean, you can see that, and a lot of people don't put the number right. Mine, I'm showing you what I had. It was a small trade. I think the trade, maybe it was like a $10 trade or something, but when I did this, it pulls out my whatever, it kind of shrinks the value of what I got in that trade. Like, I don't really have that much. So therefore, we get the huge mongous presents up there. However that works, it's not right. It's not real, people. It's fooling you. I think it was like 40% gains is what I had on the actual trade with whatever leverage I had. Maybe it was 3. It could have been, it's somewhere between 3 and 5%, 3 and 5x, probably 3. And so when I got in profit, set my stop loss, then I cranked the leverage up to maximum it lets me go, which would have to be 50x, or I would have went more, because I'm just to prove this point. 669, and it gives me the option to include the where I want to put the profit and loss or not. And if you notice, a lot of times people don't put that number there. I'm just saying, when they come in and show you massive gains, I'm just showing you some things that go on in this thing. I did it earlier over on, this is CoinEx. I did the same thing, CoinEx. My fart coin trade went up. Yeah, I did a fart coin long. My entry was 45 cents, and I got fortunate because she went and she was in the red too. It's not like, oh, I just nailed that entry and made this. Oh, yeah, because I'm a boss. You know, this took some finagling. I was kind of wondering how it was going to work out for me at all because I didn't set a stop loss. So I'm saying the honest to God truth the first time. But it was a little amount. It was a little amount. Somehow that kind of grew though. Maybe I added. I don't know. I did not enjoy this. Here are BitUnix 1. I get too many things going on. I did not enjoy trading Farcoin. That's all I know. But this one got good. Put my stops in you know, where my entry. I think my stop loss is at 47 cents. So if it gets topped out, then I make $1. That's it. Yeah, I make a whole $1. It's not like I'm making a killing off of that. Is that right on that one? Anyway. It's a lot less than where it was now here. So if it comes back to 47, I don't really make much of anything. If I were to take profits like I probably should, it would be more. But this was. Can you see that? Well, here's the details on it. It was it was a 38. Yeah, this is the difference that CoinEx does than BitUnix. When I raised that up over here. It was a 2x. See me trying to go from memory and I don't get everything right. It was a 2x trade and I had $38 in this trade. $38. Okay, I was up 28%. I was up 28%. That's what on this one. I'm getting it confused with another one. And I was in profit for $8.50 off of that. Okay. Yeah. So from 38 and then my positions were 69. Is that right? Is that what we're looking at? Is it the $69 position? But then I just got over here, clicked the leverage thing and janked it up from 2x to 20x. So now it's up 281%. Yeah, who's a genius? But what is cool about it over on CoinEx, it lowered my margin from 38 to 11. It frees up my capital. So that's the reason to do it there. BitUnix doesn't do that. They keep it the same. And listen, it might open up some value over there, but as far as what it shows you on the screen, it doesn't change like it does over here. And so all these exchanges are just kind of different in a way. I like them both. But here it frees up my capital and I can put it on something else or whatever. And then look like a boss, like, oh yes, 20x on Fartcoin. Yes, I knew we would get 281%. Yes, because I'm the man. Don't let these high percentages fool you and stuff like that. Okay. So, because sometimes you can get that, it affects you, oh man, I'm not doing as good as everybody else. Man, they must really know what they're doing. Man, I need to join their trading group. Everybody over there is making big ass gains. I'm not. And I'm just saying, it's probably not everything that you think it is. There's ways for this market to be smoke and mirrors. That easy. And I mean, the gains are real. It's real. The loss is real. The 700% loss. I don't know. How did you not liquidate it? It was getting close. I hope you go back up. Slonging. I'm not really liking slonging. I didn't really like my experience with slonging. Ladies and gentlemen, I got off track again. Squirrel. No, I come back to the chat to redirect me. Oh my God, love it. It's true. And I forgot to do it. People always forget that you can change your algorithm on YouTube and stuff. What? You can change your algorithm? I don't know what that means, but my algorithm is kind of I don't know what's going on with my algorithm. I've almost given up. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain streaming. Why is that? I hope that clears up. We got Jay Violet. We got Jesse Gullick. How's it going, Jesse? Joe says, I like watching Ty Guy, but can't watch for more than 5 minutes. I roll my eyes too much when watching. I'm afraid my eyes will stay that way. I watch to get content and what to do. I was taking examples from there, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to go over very well. So I was rather, I don't know. I've come to the point, and I think I just won't. I focused on that area so much, you know. I mean, I've done what I can do to point out, you know, some better ways and everything. And I just think it's time to do me, do turkey, and not really give a damn what is being, you know. That's that over there. Let it be there. I'm just letting it go, and just preaching what we preach over here. That's what that's the road I'm trying to take with this, and so far, you know. So, and I've not tuned in even or sped through or anything. I just like let it go. Move forward, turn the page, ladies and gentlemen. I just did a short, made 25%, but in reality, it was only $250 or $2.50. Ain't no shame in that. Ain't no shame in that. Man, I have been trying in all this chop to grow this little account, and it's been stopped out, and schlonging has just shrunk me down more. Looks like I may be up a little bit, but this thing was $500, and your boy kind of goofed the ball there. Then I was winning it back, and then I don't know what happened. I do know what happens. You look at all that crazy crap, just being stupid. I take care of my main stuff, and I forget about that little one. And it takes a lot of effort to grow a little account, and I'm too worried about some other stuff, so I don't give it the attention that it deserves. So I'm trying to be a little bit better right now, but I still got let's put it in some altcoins. Let's do something risky. Some of it's working, some of it's not, and it just kind of I just balance out. I need to sit down and devote a little bit more time to it, or either put it on a set and forget thing, but that won't make it grow quick. That'll take a little time. It's hard to grow a small account. It's easier to grow one that's bigger, but then sometimes you find yourself, you know, even doing some stupid stuff there and giving back some of those gains. Or go and draw down. Joe says streaming video and audio is good. I trade based fart when fart coin moves. Sad but true. Ain't no shame in the game. Are they tied together, or is it like rap fart coin? Because I was wondering how some of that stuff works over there. Jesse just came from Billy Hotels. I've checked that out. That was a pretty cool gathering that I saw. I just well, I guess I don't see it when I'm getting ready for my stream. Well, Jesse says I have to sleep, man. Good night, Jesse. Thanks for stopping by, though. I appreciate you. So, might there be some altcoins out there that might have something going on, either for a little short, little swing to the, you know, maybe over the next few days might hit a target, or go up and get to a short. Looks like we're getting a little bit bullish right now. If we come over to total 3, we're talking about this box, right? And I think that we can get a bounce off of here. I think we just had a little drop there, and we got the 9 over the 21. We do have some bearish crosses over here, and it's basically a rollover happening. So but we might get a little pump up there. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. And so now I'm kind of hoping that the smaller time frames might give me a little bit of gossip here, and I can do a little measuring. I think we did see that was a 618. Was that right? No, a 0.5. She's respecting the 0.5. That's cool. Oh yeah, she is, baby. Looky there. She just came in there, rubbed all over, and just got all excited. Just started heading out the door. Okay, so we got that going on. Resistance up here on this little guy. So we could see another. Oh wow, a whopping $7 billion coming in altcoins. That might be something. So we got that. I don't know if we might work on a breakout, because the smaller time frames, they look okay. But I kind of think that we'll see some altcoins kind of try to jump up. There's a lot of resistance over here. I don't know if we'll get a breakout and come back up to these areas. That would be cool. I mean, that could happen too. I wouldn't be surprised. We get one nice little one more move, either back up to retest these areas, or maybe just go a little higher. But then let some of the bearish stuff start kicking in. But she's trying. Wait a minute, what's going on here? I got this green box here and I can't see what's behind it. I'm gonna have to move it. You got the 200 coming on that 360 now. There's a chance it might cross, but even if it does, no matter what's happening, we're kind of janky through here. That's everything I see says we're just kind of janky through here. I'm about to take you on a rodeo ride. This is our MACD on Total 3. We looked at this last night too. She's trying to do good, but then she started doing bad again. She went bad. She went back to the streets, and she may be going down pretty soon. That's all I'm saying. Roxanne. I see lots of bounciness. 4 hours, guys. The red dot there, though. I don't think it's time to short just yet. I'm thinking look for a bounce, then short. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm starting. If you guys aren't going to mention the altcoins, I'm just going to start going to them. So we're going to take a look at good old boring. Well, no, let's take a look at Solana. She owned a decline when I saw some of them indicators there. I was really hoping we'd see 154, 165 in those areas up there. Is that still valid? We still got something going on, or we got to change it up a little bit? We still good. We still there. We just waiting on its sorry butt to do something. She lost her little. Well, she's back in the good old discount zone, or the. Oh, I bought and it dumped flat on my ass. So it's one or the other. It's going to be one or the other, man. This is either going to be the best place to buy, or this is going to be, oh man, I bought too high, it dumped. Do you not agree? Oh no, there is that one other option. We're just hang tight. Up, down, or sideways, which is it going to be? Have we got any Fibonacci intel here? 618 holding that. That's cool. Still think you can. 119 looks like it still could be on the radar there. Like a little, just a little jab. It might come sooner than later if you don't. It's got a chance to recover if it does the right things, but I'm not confident she's going to do it. Look at the 9 cross bullish, and then she trying to cross bearish again. Cross bearish. No bueno. You might be coming down to the 800 or talking to Lucy again. There's Lucy, the devil girl, right there. She's always in the mix. This is the daily for Solana. We below the 2. Oh, bearish cross here, 100 over. There is that oddball time when you can see a pump up. When we get that, I'm not saying it happened just yet, but that can happen. I guess we're going to have to come down to smaller time frames like the 4 hour and get the skinny. What's going on? You don't say. Did they leave a note? I'll be. There was perfume on the clothes, lipstick on the collar. Oh, dang, man. I thought I might have had something there. Don't trust you now. What are you doing, Solana? You got some good signs, you got some bad signs. The bad signs is the 50 and the 100 rolling over under that 200. That's not the best look. Solana, it looks like you're going down. You scalloping, I know, that's cool. Maybe you'll do another one. There's possibilities, all kinds of possibilities, but there's also the possibility of it going down. That scallop doesn't mean that that rounded bottom is going to pay the bill. Not as long as that trend line's hanging out there. She's got some issues to work with. I am still getting this area about 118, 119 could be coming for Solana here now. And of course, it's a little bit easier to say when it's on a red candle too. So, but you got the rollovers. The only bullish thing I'm seeing here is this big cloud, but it can she can turn on you, and this 9 crossing that 21 on a bigger time frame, like a 4 hour, medium time frame. And at best, maybe we can hang out here a little bit lower, but it looks like she wants to come down. And then if I take a measured move from here, you'll walk out. You'll say, "Oh hell no!" And you'll leave. See, some of you already did. I only got 19 people here. I bored people to death. All right. If you look at these ideas, I mean, you could be looking down here for real, making the lower low. So we gotta be cautious with some of these. Solana, it doesn't look like you're going to be the one that's going to be popping to the upside, but which ones might be giving us a little hopey hope? Not a dang one, huh? Nobody wants to step up. What about you, Peppy? Peppy, Bonk, Ondo. Oh man, Crow. Let's take a look at Crow. Oh, look at you. All flagged out and standing at full attention there. That's clearly, we see who's been playing with the Viagra. Here we go. This is the 4 hour. This has got some bullish crosses going on here, and soon toward this 200 to cross over that 360. Looks like it's got a good chance to do it. I mean, they'll probably do what the rest of them did. They really just play follow the leader. Now, we had the bearish crosses and everything, but they're leveling out and already trying to negate it there. If we look at its history, which doesn't go back too far, let's get rid of this old fib and just kind of gauge for how long does it take for, you know, these little flips to happen. That took 105 days. This flipping in took 157 days. This flipping in, which is mostly here, 102 days to where we are now, about 150. It's about time, isn't it, for it to start doing a little something. She's got a lot of things to work out here, some kinks if she's going to do it though. But that's the first step. I like what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm trying to say. I like what I'm seeing here. What's this, Crow? Crow. And I've got some Crow. I like Crow. I got the card. I like the card. So we're at a resistance area right now. And you can always look to the left and see what we got going on there. And it's actually it's a nice little resistance support flip guy. Love you, Fibs. You are so magically delicious. The Fibs, they're magically delicious. I mean, zoom out, check it out. Look at the history of it and see how it reacts. Just from here, it just knows. It's like, I can see into the past and the future. Kimasabi. All these areas, support, resistance, support, resistance. And that's where we're getting our little hang up there too. It's magically delicious. And of course, I'm going to be looking at when that's 15 and 17 cents here as the hopeful targets to shoot for. Let's at least get to that. I don't think this is just going to happen tomorrow or next week. It will take it time for this to be a nice little swing trade idea. Because we're in the area where, hey man, this is a good place to buy if you're below the 236. On this chart or any other chart, in my personal opinion. But it doesn't mean she can come down, double bottom, do some other things. But I like what I'm seeing here now, though. Moving averages look good. There's a little bit of something. 200's good. The bigger ones are good. The smaller ones are starting to catch up. So as soon as they flip-flop to the other side and get in line, then we can be looking at these targets. So this is at a good rate, and I'm not trying to. I have no reason to shill this, but. If you're interested in the Crow card, now there's lots of other places that you can get the card. I know Coinbase has one. I don't know what you got. Yeah, I think you just got to have an account there. Talking about the debit cards and things like that. But with Crow, you get extra perks or something if you stake Crow, and so that would be one of the benefits for having it. And it's why it's cheap. And then as the market continues, and this one goes up, because the last bull market, she actually did really good. It went up to, because they're really good at hype and stuff. They're not, and it got up to $1.30. My God, I did not sell it at $1.30. But she got up there, and she could do it again. And they do have the arena, and when we get out of this little bearish trend and more people are getting in, we get more regulation. They're doing tokenized stocks. I know that. I'm not trying to show. I'm just telling you what I know about it so far, and why I think is one not to fade, to at least put on your radar. But she's definitely at a bottom area, and any other charts that you see that are something like this are not horrible, one to put on your radar. Let me come over to my chat. I'm not sure if my tablet is keeping up with everything or not. We got 21 people hanging out. Hey, we got Crypto Danks. How's it going, Crypto Danks? I saw your show earlier today. I didn't know he was check out Crypto Danks. He goes over some cool stuff, dude. Do I have? I think we went over there the other night, didn't we? Is this the right one? No, I always pick the wrong one. Darn it! I'm just trying to get to the regular YouTube. Let's see. I can't even spell. I should be on here somewhere. Let's give everybody a shout out real quick. So we got Crypto Dank. So he was going live earlier today. Check him out. Goes over news and some other stuff and just chills and chat. He does music too. I didn't know that. Like he actually in studio rapping with some of his crypto stuff. Cool. I didn't know that. I should know that. But unless I think you're on my music stream or something. Unless you'd said something, I would never know. But hey, man. And let's go give him a like and I'm subscribed. Is that the bell notification? Yeah, it's on. That's the cool thing to do. Then of course you got Joe, Trade Intuition, right? Oh, I thought you might have one of those topic ones. You don't yet. But if you get published with your music, Joe, then it'll do one like it did for me. But and then everything that you release just automatically goes to YouTube Music. But Joe, Trade Intuition, and he's got some music out. Go check it out. So we're populating the space with crypto music of all genres because we need it. Trading music. I mean, this is the season of adoption, baby. We're just trying to help make it happen. Some of the songs are funny. Some of the ones they usually start out, as just being little jokes and stuff. Then we realize, hey man, we can actually do some good stuff here and apply a little songwriting skills and a little this and a little that, and it turns into something that's, I think, is radio worthy. That's been my goal anyway. I tried to get no snappy, catchy pop. That's what I've been focusing on. Well, you're listening to my music right now. I'm shilling my music to you, subliminally messing with your subconscious mind as we speak. The turkey. Okay, I'm convinced that my tablet is not keeping up with the chat and that I'm boring people to death here. All right. I swear to God, you guys don't say, if you guys don't give me a coin, I'm going to Litecoin. We did it. Sorry, going to Litecoin. You ever notice on the news when they talk about Bitcoin and stuff and Ethereum, they're also mentioning Litecoin now? I've seen it brought up several times. Nothing wrong with the coin at all. It's solid tech. It's been around for a long time. It's a boomer coin. I mean, it is what it is. Just a clunky layer one. It's not clunky. It's actually it's decently fast. It's how we used to move funds around back in the day. Some people use XRP, but there for a while, some people didn't want to mess with XRP because they were sued. We're going to drop them from our exchange. I remember all that. Litecoin is a good little vehicle to move things because Bitcoin was way too slow. There was no Solana. There was no layer 2s. It was cheaper than Ethereum. She's lost this area at 144. She can get up here though. She can get up to $300, almost $400. It's rare, and she doesn't hold it very long at all. And if you ever catch yourself with your Litecoin up there, I suggest you be just selling on the way. But when this gets some hopeful news, and one of my theories, if you've been following my channel, is we talked about this years ago, that the boomer coins will get a new life, and we did see that. Yes. I'm taking credit for that. But I was mentioning Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash as well, right? Not just HBAR. They're not as nearly as boomers, but the ones that came out, the ones that were first listed on Coinbase, because you got lots of old money behind these guys too. I know because I've seen the billions of dollars on the rich list and everything. I'm like, who the hell puts billions of dollars in these coins? It blew my mind to see that people would park that much money there, and as much as they fluctuate. And I'm talking about way back in the day too. But even though Litecoin is not the best performer, she's got some life in her, and it's a play for some people. And with the ETF, but the thing I was going to mention, this is one of the first ones mentioned on Coinbase. It was, you had Bitcoin, you had Litecoin, then you had Darkcoin, which became something else, and you had Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. And even with PayPal, the clue was when PayPal started rolling out crypto, they chose those same four. They chose Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Well, that was, to me, telling me something. There's a reason. So I wouldn't fade Litecoin, even for long term. And there might be a scenario in the future when Bitcoin just gets so ungodly price inhibited of being $500,000 a coin, man. Litecoin might actually turn out to be the silver to Bitcoin. I'm just saying, I wouldn't fade it. I want to get my miner hooked up and mine it, but that don't mean that this is its cycle to shine, though. But it can get some excess, and it's getting the attention. It's getting the setup for the layup, baby, is my personal opinion. But reasonably, I'd be looking somewhere from 270 to 225, and I would call it good there, just to be honest with you. All right, so my chat is definitely stuck on my tablet. You suck, tablet. Why suck, tablet? Try it all over again. That is news. Hey, we got Jim Derringer. How's it going? I like Telos because they've never taken VC money and they never had an ICO. CEO also wants to create a suite of products. That was on my list for, yeah, we were going to look at, I was supposed to look at Telos and QRL. That was several nights ago. Let's take a look at it. We'll bring up the chart. It's on CoinEx. Oh, because I'm only looking at CoinEx apparently. Okay. It's also on KuCoin. So she's down at a bottom. Let's see. Let's see what they say over here. Telos. So it's 10 cents. Market cap is 41 million. That's still, and then it just disappeared. Now I can't tell you anything. TA grade is 75% for traders. Quant grade 44%, whatever the hell that means. I really don't know, people. I was looking more at an investor grade because this would be something that you'd want to hold for a while and not necessarily trade at the moment. Although it could be because it's on the bottom. If you're a bottom feeder, and I am. Fundamental grade 64, that's good. Technology grade 69, that's decent, that's good. Valuation grades 58, smack dab in the middle. So not overvalued, not really undervalued. Just she's pretty much in the middle. Leaning a little bit toward this way was over, right? Under, I can't remember which way. Honestly, I can't remember which way it goes. I wish they kept everything the same way they had it. I knew how to read it then. Total supply is of 420 million. I'm just saying. Is that a coincidence? Total supply is 420 million right there. I saw the dollar sign as in dollars, but I guess that does. If it's 10 cents, it would line up to that, wouldn't it? So Telos is a network ecosystem powering the future economy, having established itself as the second most used network by transaction volume for over 2 years, according to Blocktivity. Independent blockchain analyst. You need more than one. Scaling Web3 powered by Snark. Launch, list, and scale with the complete Telos ecosystem. That looks interesting. Can you turn this and get the wallet? I don't have a wallet. There's a Telos wallet. Telos EVM, okay, in Ethereum virtual machine. Your products. The wallet, staking, bridge. What's your staking look like? Stake it. It looks the same. I gotta connect a wallet. Don't have a wallet. That looks kind of interesting. Telos X is an advanced cryptocurrency exchange. Sign up. You have to sign up. The next generation crypto exchange, trade globally, access locally, stay updated. So it's not out yet, is it? They would have it here. That looks interesting. It's only, and it's just a dime, right? Down at the bottom. And up here at the top of the butt crack is 62 cents. And, you know, we should be striving to go back to the top of the butt crack at least at some point there in this market. And that's an easy 5 to 6x, just depending on how you play it. Last bull market, she's up $1.47. I like it's on CoinEx too. I find it appealing. She's going to still have some trouble here, because now we're getting a flipping into the 100 over the 200. But she's in a good range to accumulate. So, like a slow DCA strategy would work good here, in my personal opinion. Being on the, I'm on the 3-day. But oh, she's in the cloud. Short term, she might be doing something, and we could see some good movements up here to 20 cents short term. Maybe just to 14 and come back down, but she's doing some good stuff here on the daily. Reclaiming areas. I'm kind of liking that. Like she might get something short term here. This is probably a nice ribbon flip here on the 1 hour. Well, that's good. Well, you got my vote for finding an entry. And maybe some more down before there's some more up, but finding an entry somewhere through here would not be bad. Anywhere between down here to the bottoms at 8 cents and below a dime. Looks pretty good. Because it looks like she can gain some. Let's say if it comes down to, well, let's just say from where it's at to a little fib up, that's 48% gains, and that's this area right over here that we just bump up to with this little support and resistance flip right above it. So there's some big gains to be had. I like what I'm seeing on the flip. That one deserves to be on the radar. I mean, I think this is a nice little possible swing trade up to here, to at least to 14 cents. I'm tempted to post that one. I think I'll wait and we'll see what it's doing tomorrow. Let's check out QRL. Got 22 people hanging out. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This song is not released. Should I release this song? Quantum resistant ledger. There's Haven to see a super chat. Come on, Trump. We'll take a look at that. Thank you, Haven. We'll get right onto that. I'll come back to the chat there. We got a little deviation going on here. We had a steep retracement. So 886, I wouldn't expect her to get out of this range just yet. Most of the time with the 886 retracement. Well, sometimes you come back up to the 886. That's usually about as high as we get. At least on the first go around. We kind of go wiggly woggly, and then if we're going to go higher, figure out a way to do it from there. So for this guy, that's some good hopium targets. We've cleared this. Oh, cool. It looks like your next reasonable target would be to actually try to get past this 618 area, 88 cents. Let's come down to the smaller time frame and see what the noise looks like. What you got for me over here? That's janky as all get out, how she drops down to 42 and then pops back up to 68. That's kind of wild, but man, just imagine if you had some little orders under there. Stop loss hunting, little swing failure pattern or bear trap, however you want to identify it. That was a flush out right there. She trying to do something. Might go sideways a little bit, but eventually I see 88 and higher. But that all depends on whatever else is going on in the market too. But that looks, I can consider that bullish. I think 88 cents would be good. What would that be from where we are now? Because she's got a little pullback back to the retest area right now as we speak. That'd be 53%. This might be a nice little short-term play to actually hit 88 in the next, I would hope, day or so. Like I would hope it would come quicker than not. I think we'll have a few days of bullishness. And right now she's pulling back a little bit. Yeah, here 55, 57. Might be something there. I like what she did there. I'm on the 1 hour right now. Let's take a look at Trump. I guess we're talking about the coin, right? Are we talking about one on Solana or base or anything? There's that one that's on base. Well, that wasn't the one I was thinking about, but this is the official Trump coin. You can argue she's making a double bottom. It just seems like it's been in that little range for the longest. Or this whole range for the longest. It's been $10, $12. 886 retracement. Double bottom on the 886. That looks promising. 618, but I mean, this is backwards direction. This would probably be the 382. But still, however you use fibs, you can't really mess up fibs too much. I mean, there's going to be some kind of reaction one way or another usually. But here, there's that support resistance area right there. My method has us taking it from a high to the low for this one, and see that area it's not spot on, but right there at the 382. A lot of times you'll see 382 and 618 overlap with your pools and stuff. That's one reason why we look at that 382, is it that's a reciprocal type deal. So 1085 short term, that's nothing. That's not a huge, you have to leverage that one. She's got some bear stuff going on here, some rollovers, but she's got some good signs that she can bounce off of. I would like to see it get back to 1146, but that's, let's zoom out a little bit more. Can you do anything else for us before we get too crazy in this market over this next week or two? Basically every dollar, I mean, she just jumps up by every dollar. And actually that's kind of really got myself kind of playing this little guy. $12 something, $13 something, $14. It looks like everybody's playing it by the dollar. And I think 13's a reasonable target. I don't know if it's going to hit it anytime soon though. But that's where it needs to come up to. Right 1250, technically 1250, just to at least come up and retest that area, or hopefully get higher. But she did a steep 886 retracement, so that does kind of indicate rangy. She can start making her comeback, but she might range here for a while before she even gets up there. I'm not seeing it. It's good, but I'm not seeing it just being the one that's going to make the gains on this next little pump that I'm looking for. How are you looking on smaller time frame? I like this in smaller time frames because you got something there. You got several different ways to look at it, and it looks pretty good. Until we start getting up here, that's where I'm starting to see 1084, maybe 1140. She got some stuff she got to work through here, but there you do have this little area here that we can reclaim probably pretty decently quickly. You know what I think would work really good on this one? That little range guy. The fixed range volume profile guy. Let me start from up here somewhere. Yeah. How far did we go? Let's try from here. And it's suggesting about that $13 area too, with its value. Oh no, what is this? Point of control sitting right here at 618 Fibonacci's 1145. So it's kind of in agreement with what some levels we were talking about I got. So I think that's a good tool to use. And it also suggested this should be our bottom area. So that's a little node there where most of the volume was coming in. It's crazy how this stuff kind of overlaps and works. And here's the 200 moving average on the 4 hour coming right into that area too. So you got confluence pointing toward that area. In my personal opinion, has been a good target for Trump. If that's, unless you were just saying, yay, go Trump. It could be that too. Thank you, Haven, for the super chat. I appreciate that, my man. Did I throw it up on the board? I didn't, did I? I'm getting off my game here. We got a super chat. I'm really getting on my game. Thank you very much. Hand clappies. I don't know if should the hand clappies go above the words? Things that go through my head. The test net for the exchange system, Jared, I mean, he wants the token to find stability and long-term adoption. He's determined to turn it into the ecosystem. Oh, that's the one you were talking about. I remember you talking about this guy. Yeah. It looks interesting to me, and it's definitely at a cheap price with 420 million tokens. That's nowhere near the billions that we see for these other coins. Avi says, yeah, I like this song. Thumbs up. QRL is another long-term play. It's a fully quantum-resistant ledger. Lockheed Martin recently sourced their code to future-proof their systems against quantum attacks. That one, I think that's the one. I think I like that one too, right? They both look like really interesting picks. I like it. I appreciate you for bringing them up. And I was wanting to watch. I decided to watch Telos, and may post that one over to the group tomorrow. It looked like a pretty nice setup. Haven says, I staked some crow on the USA exchange to earn Trump. Oh, gotcha. You can do that? I need to pay more attention to that. That's the app on your phone, right? Because I don't get anywhere when I go to the website. It's like, oh, you can't go. Like, they have a global website, or they have I think they have a bigger exchange in the world, and they have more access to stuff than what we have here. So what I take, I don't know. I use the app on the phone. The CEOs of Telos actually turned me on to QRL. Someone asked about quantum in a bi-weekly community talk, and he brought them up as a potential major contributor to the space of the future. Turkey kitten tired. JC says your channel is epic. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. It sounds good. Thank you. I remember Epic. They were a group back in the 90s. Grunge. I guess they were early grunge. They were grunge before grunge got cool. All right, guys, so we've been going for an hour and 33 minutes, 20 people in and out. I've got nothing, I mean, other than, we looked at Solana. That's one of the bigger ones. XRP. A lot of people are looking at XRP. She was down to 212 last I looked. She dropped some more. We're seeing this formation a lot, and I know a lot of people might be thinking, it might be doing a head and shoulders. It might. An inverted head and shoulders reversal pattern. I just don't. Are you at a level to reverse? I mean, are you at a support level? Because that's a good place to look for those reversals, is at a support level. Is there one? Might it be? Could it be? Yeah, 786. Okay, you might have something there. Maybe. A lot of times you'll see an inverted head and shoulders come out of a channel, and I'm not really seeing this one fit in like I normally see them fit in. So am I suspect of it? I don't know. It could still be one. It's just got to make a solid neckline. That 618 makes a good neckline for it. I mean, price came down to it, so that's when we want to look for a inverted head and shoulders. You don't want to look for one when when you're up. Like, you might get some mileage out of it, but really, dude, don't that look like some other pattern that would probably have, I'm just saying. Well, look, inverted, and that's not where they're supposed to go. It's a bottom reversal pattern. When you play the patterns in the wrong places, you don't get the same results. You might get something similar. You might get your ass handed to you, which happens a lot of times when I see that played that way. I'm just saying. Same thing for, I see people do this too. I'll talk about this every once in a while. They'll come down here and they'll look for I swear you'll see them do both of them. Look, shoulder, head and shoulder to the downside. That's a top reversal pattern. I don't mean, I've seen several different people do this, and I don't know where they get it from. But I mean, when it comes to pattern, one of the first things you should learn is, you got top patterns, and that's one. You got bottom reversal patterns, which that is one, and then you got continuation patterns, which is, probably more like what this is. Probably best to look at it at something like that. Like it come down to be something a little bit more like this. That's my 2 cents worth in. I mean, seems to work when you apply them correctly, and they seem to throw you for a loop when you don't apply them correctly. And some people out here that call themselves pattern traders teaching that stuff just it's like they didn't never get those ideas. But luckily for you guys, I talk about Thomas Bukowski, who has the most boring website in the world, but full of the most alpha that can change your life in the best kind of way. If you're a pattern trader and you don't know about him, well, you missed. He's the GOAT. He wrote the book on it. He's the guy to go to for all that juicy alpha, the percentages of breakouts and all that stuff, which patterns are the strongest. And he's got a lot of good alpha over here for free. The alpha that is being regurgitated and sold to you by other people, and sometimes they don't even have that alpha. Sometimes they're just regurgitating what they've been told that was taken from here. And there's just like telephone, that little game we used to play. Hey, tell Susie to meet me in the park at, I don't know what why would you do that? Anyway, the beef is green. And then by the time it gets down to the end of it, Thomas Edison invented the telephone. I don't know what it turns into something totally different. You see that happen a lot. I'm just saying, I like to give out the sources where once I find the sources of something, I can't shut up about it, and I got to share it. I don't know. Because in the trading groups, they don't talk about it's like, this is exclusive information. I'm going to tell you where it comes from, or else you'll go do it and start your own trading group and take on, I think that's a fear, or it's what I used to sense that last cycle. You would sense that in the trading group people, that they had that fear of letting go of any little information they had. But it was hard to find back then too. It really was, and very expensive. I remember seeing some actual courses which would go over just your basic support resistance and your basics and stuff that you learn for like $5,000 on up to almost $10,000. It was crazy. And then you find out all that information is free on the internet. You just got to dig for it. And if you're not willing to put the time in to learn and do that little research, you're probably not going to put the time in to actually hone in your skills to get better at this game. And you got to do that. You got to approach it that way, because this ain't nothing but a straight up learning journey. You're just studying and learning all the time. And you're learning to listen to the charts and the price action, and learning to hear what they say, and you get to where a lot of times you can pick up on most of that conversation, but sometimes they're going to throw a sentence or word in there you hadn't heard of before, or something like that, throw you off your game, and you totally interpret that little sucker, that conversation wrong. Oh, you took that wrong the way. And that's why your pizza showed up with an octopus on it. You got them to the wrong thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a lackluster day here in the market. It might change tomorrow. Bitcoin is just slowly dropping. Again, 4 hour, we're getting that ribbon flip to the downside, but I think it's going to be kind of interesting, kind of fun. To me, we already made our measure move there and retesting this guy, finding some support here. We might might do a little W shape here, might just blast off up here a little bit and then get slapped down. I think it's just going to be crazy over these, I think over the next 2 weeks. From what I can gather on the bigger time frames, about the next 2 weeks be kind of I don't know. Best to have a good play where you can snatch some good bottoms and some, sell some good tops, and that's what I'm trying to do. And just roughly, I called it the hexagram. You can call it the hourglass. That's what I used to call it. This strategy, basically, I'm selling, and I hadn't really got any buy orders put in just yet. But I'm waiting to see what we do. We come up here, and so far it's been working with altcoins. It's got me in a much better position now, so I'm ready for whatever way that we go. I'm set. This will help clear out your palette, so to speak. I find with my margin trading, when I do this, it levels things out for me. I get a little bit imbalanced, and it sometimes it will help level things out. There may be a little bit of drawdown experience, okay, but it's better than getting yourself overextended and getting flushed out of the market, because I don't want to do that. Haven says, Crow, 1 minute. Thank you for that. I didn't have a chance to bring it up, but oops, clap your hands. We'll check that out before we leave here. Crow on the 1 minute. I will go with I know KuCoin's got a good chart history, but we're going down to the minute. Snap, what are we doing here? We're at 10. Let me get my lines over here. Now this is the 4 hour right now. That looks bullish. The 1 minute. Well, we're here on the 1 minute. So the moving averages are starting to get a little extended here. They're separating. The smaller ones are separating from the bigger ones. Bigger ones are still kind of tightened together. We could come back down here. That's only like fractions of a penny, though. She's trying to... She has not lost that trend line yet. Just checking out some other angles here. We're starting to broaden out a little bit. So is she at a take profit area? I'm going to say for this chart, hell yeah. She went up to definitely turnaround area. One past the 1414. A little bit more bullish than I would. There are certain things I look for some of these, and I haven't back tested to see that. So I'm just going to, these are the areas of reversals that where you need to take a little chill pill. So taking some profits up there, but I don't know what you're playing. If you got leverage on it or something like that, you might want to think about it. Otherwise, I mean, she's still making a series of higher highs and higher lows. Just go through a little mini correction, the little dumpy dump down, and then we start it all over again and hopefully go higher to 13, 14 that we were looking at earlier over there. She's definitely got some curves going on here. On both sides even. Look at that. She's doing a banana. Moving averages look good. But there should be a correction. I wonder if Elliot's got anything. You got any wave counts for us, Elliot? Oh my God, you do. Fifth wave. I'm not surprised. I don't agree with you. Well, that's such a short. That's a stubby little short. Stubby little short fifth wave. Count something that way sometime. So it should be good. It should do an ABC correction. It should get, basically 3 humps and a dump. Kind of what we look for. Idea. Not really spelled out here, but that's just a little thumb line rule to look for on a trend line. But breaking the trend line is the big thing. When the trend line breaks, that's a definitely, hey, I need to get paid. Until it breaks that trend line, she could bounce right off. Nelly could be totally wrong. Sometimes he is, but you are in an area for a correction to come on the 1 minute. And if I zoom out just a little bit, say to 6 minute or something like that, and drop the banana, we're still doing that flag and trying to get a breakout, but what is it to get up here? About 7-8% to get up to just get past there. It's accumulating or reaccumulating is what it looks like to me. I think you actually got a flag that's trying to happen here. And from swing bottom to that top, all the way from the bottoms down here, that qualifies for me for flag areas. If it can get a flag above a 382, you got a higher chance of that sucker playing out. And you could be coming up 14 cents there. And we had 13.2. That's also right. Oh, that's right on that. Right on one of those little guys right there. It sure is. I'm sticking with that number right there. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Haven said, thanks for I'm not trading the woman. Don't kill yourself. Oh, okay. We're just having fun. It's fun to look at them. I do like Crow though. Crow does look, of all things, that one looks pretty bullish. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow night. Trade carefully. It's going to be a wild week. Well, I caught that late. It's actually meaning for the man to get his stuff together and actually fix the market. It's going to take a little time. But it does seem with the tariff things and stuff that can throw our markets off for about, a good 2 or 3 weeks. And historically, when I asked about it, I got with Grok on it. I suggest you did the same thing. Grok's a good tool. And had him dig up the datas and stuff, and it does suggest that it'll be kind of choppy if it's like past events, and this one's very similar, but maybe even worse. But ultimately, I think it's going to be good. Ultimately, it's going to level the playing field, and once all this stuff, as long as people will let him, stay out of his way and stop trying to ruin it all. If we'll let him do what he's trying to do, I think it's going to do good. But if we try to throw a wrench in it and cripple it, then gosh darn it, we're back on the same path we've been on, and that was not working. And we see lots of evidence of how dirty all that stuff was. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like, IRS wanting to squeeze money out of me so that they can give to these people just to money launder and all these little NGOs and crap. Fill their pockets. I don't want to be their slave. I didn't sign up for slavery. That's not what our country is built on, but that's what they turned us into, corporate slaves. And we got a good chance to straighten that crap out. So I say, let Elon cut loose, let the chips fall where they may. And I know you got government workers scared to death. My wife is one. She's nervous AF too. But she don't like to hear me talk that way either. She's also I'm not really a Republican. I'm not really. I think I'd be more libertarian than anything. But I mean, yeah, we're on opposite sides there. I mean, I catch her. She read Hillary's book, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. And I think my brother-in-law asked me one time something about the election, and never talked about anything since then. I said, I don't care who gets it as long as Hillary doesn't. I think that's when Trump was running the first time. Nobody's really talked to me about over on that side of the family about politics since then. Ron Swanson. I've heard the name, but I don't know. Hey man, another 99-cent super chat. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much. All right, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Let me get the dog to wave, and just be careful. Be careful, guys. I do like crow.